So imagine like when you got a rubber band and you're pulling it back on your finger, like trying to shoot it.
Right.
Mine almost shoots off my foot and hits the girl behind me in the face.
Oh my god.
And it didn't, luckily, but then I turn around and both me and her look at each other and we both knew what almost happened.
Her whole life flashed before her eyes.
That made me think very much like, man, what a very Final Destination way to die at your Pilates class.
That sounds awful.
Hello, listeners, and thank you for tuning into Those Nerds Over There. This is an enthusiast podcast dedicated to celebrating and discussing nerd culture. We're your hosts. I'm Alan.
And I'm Sal.
And Sal, before we get into the nerd shit, I want to give a special thanks to Christy and Sonia from the Spicy Eyes podcast.
Ooh, I love that name.
Oh, well, I mean, these two run a food and culture podcast, so, you know.
Ah, okay, so they would know the good stuff.
Yeah, they got that bona fides.
Nice.
But anyway, they introduced me to Tealet on Spring Mountain here, which they do just wholesale loose leaf tea. And they also introduced me to the concept of a tea sommelier.
A what?
Exactly. So I know, like, sommelier is usually the person that gives you wine recommendations at the restaurant.
Uh-huh.
So then, you know, I didn't think, oh, tea sommelier, okay.
Oh, how interesting.
Right? And they gave me an Instagram for a person.
Nice.
Anyway, thank you, Christy and Sonia. And people, if you like food and culture and you live here in Las Vegas, make sure to check out their podcast.
Yeah.
And that's Spicy Eyes. One more time.
Spicy Eyes. I love it. Why couldn't we have thought of something that cool?
Yeah, no, I just, at least for me, I got the name based off the word thought.
Yeah, I mean, we're nerds. We're over here. Bam, got it.
All right. But let's move on to a nerd question, shall we?
Yes.
All right, for first-time listeners, this is what we colloquially call the nut jar. It's a jar that it took us months to eat all the nuts from because they're dry. But it is filled with listener-submitted questions. These are fun, nerd-themed questions that we like to discuss and lets us interact with you guys. And then we throw them out to the audience because we want to talk with you guys. But if you want a question submitted to the show, feel free to send them to us to our Twitter, @ThoseNerdsCast. Or to our Gmail, thosenerdscast@gmail.com. Without further ado.
Dun dun. Dun dun. Da 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 da.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
Right, let's see. Oh, okay. So today's question comes from friend of the show, Sammykins.
Oh.
You can find her on Twitter, SAMIIKINNSS. So you and Kazel knew her before I did, but I got to meet her for the first time at Level Up Expo. Oh, and also, folks, she's an artist and like she's great and she loves Kingdom Hearts, and that's hot right now. So make sure to check her out. But like, we met her at Level Up Expo, and I heard a lot about her, but. Man, I wish, like, the amount she loves Kingdom Hearts, I wish I could feel that amount of love for, like, anything.
Anything. It's
like,
true.
Yeah, like, it's amazing.
I thought I knew what a diehard fan was until I met one.
Yeah, so I mean, like, good on you, Sammy. You got such, like, a wealth of love in your heart.
Yeah.
But Sammy
She's
asks... Great. Yeah. But Sammy asked today, if you were a Heartless, which kind would you be?
This is a hard question because there are so many Heartless.
There's a lot of Heartless, and not to mention the other kinds of enemies you can find in the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Yeah.
My immediate thought is the what are they called? It's the ones with the big body. They're called large body.
Oh.
That's my immediate thought for myself. Just kind of self-deprecating there, but
Nice.
thanks. I feel like, Sal, you would be one of the mushrooms.
Why the mushroom?
Because they're like, well, in the series, they're not one of the... They don't attack you, and they just make you play a fun mini-game. And you're not a very aggressive person, and you love games.
I don't know about that. I do like the mushroom. They are pretty cool.
They're fun, and we finally got them, like, released in the US with the frickin' 1.5, 2.5, 2.8.
Which a lot of people didn't really bother to get. If you were smart, you just waited for the story so far.
Also that.
I think I'd probably be one of like the wizards. The either the Blue Rhapsody or like the Yellow Opera.
Oh my god, there's a version of those things
Uh-huh.
that's a watermelon.
Nice. But yeah, just so like standing in the back and just like casting thunder. And then the Yellow Opera, it says they hurl themselves against their enemies.
Yeah, as you're known to do, Sal, just tackling your enemies.
That's great. No, more, yeah, the Blue Rhapsody, it says they bounce about and attack with Blizzard. I like that one more. There you go.
Ooh, you're a very cold individual.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
what's the one from Kingdom Hearts 2? It's like the gumball machine, and it's rare, and you have to, like, chase it down.
Mm.
Oh, it's called Rare Vendor, or Bulky Vendor. I always love that one, just because it had, like, it's got a really dumb face.
I never understood the pirate ship ones. I'm just like...
pirate ship ones.
Yeah, the ones that just look like there's one called pirate ship and there's one called battleship. What? But yeah, so for me, Blue Rhapsody, it reminds me of Vivi, and I love Vivi.
Oh yeah, it's very Vivi.
It's the little blue lantern who just bounces around and attacks, and he's cute. So that's me.
I'm still looking through these because I'm just like, man, where's the BuzzFeed quiz that's like, these 18 questions will reveal what Heartless you are.
Oh man, that's great. Definitely not the barrel spiders. I hate those things.
Oh god. Like, just tangent. If you go to my Reddit and you go to all the hidden posts, it's just a wealth of spider posts that are just not blocked from my feed.
I mean, yes.
Oh god.
I was actually with some friends last night, and they were all telling me how they like spiders.
The fuck? Who are these friends? You need some new friends, Sal.
I mean, I got you, right?
Let's see. Oh, I know. Man, I feel like I could be a trick master. You know the boss from Alice in Wonderland?
Uh-huh. They kind of like move around weird.
Yeah, and then they like got like the juggling batons.
Yeah, those things are cool.
Yeah, I feel like I could be like one of those. I think I'm a very silly individual. I mean, I feel like we just picked our favorite Heartless.
I mean, I said I really like the Wyvern. Like that, I think that was my favorite.
Okay.
But I'd probably be the Blue Rhapsody lantern thingy.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna stick with Trick Master. Alright, folks. I'm sure most of you out there are, more knowledgeable about these Heartless than we are. So what would you guys be? Especially you, Sammy. I'm sure you think about this a lot, too.
You in particular, we would know what kind of Heartless you would be.
And if not, make a quiz.
And for anyone who forgot all the Heartless, go look at them because they're all great. All right, well, that's enough about Heartless. Alan,
What's up?
what did you get into this week?
All right, so what I got into, and I feel like is now a trend for those nerds over there, I got into some anime.
Hey!
I think that's like 3 weeks in a row we've talked about anime.
No. We had a time for like 3 weeks in a row where we had just specific subjects like Game of Thrones and then Marvel.
Ah, okay.
And,
cool.
Yeah. So it was broken up a little bit.
We're not complete weebs.
Yeah, we're not complete weebs. We're just complete nerds.
Okay. No, but this week I got excited about some anime, and it's a music anime, and typically I'm not a fan of music anime. I've only ever seen one other music anime, and this is an exception. So, for me, there's a feeling I get when, I watch something, and then while I'm watching it, the experience I'm having, like, that feeling you get when you're watching something truly special. And I'm sure other people have this feeling too. But that kind of feeling is what I get when I watch Carol and Tuesday.
Ooh.
Yeah. I found this show, Sal, by watching our favorite anime reviewer on YouTube, Gigik.
Shout out.
Yeah, I mean, not that he needs us.
Right.
No, but for a while, I told you about this show prior, and, I talked about it in our Discord, and for a while, I couldn't bring myself to actually, like, start watching the show. Like, that first step to starting a new series always seems like the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so all I did was I just listened to the music from the show on YouTube. But then I finally bit the bullet, and during that same week, I started, like, 7 different animes.
Oh, snap. Are they all from this season?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway, like, after, I started watching the show, like, I just couldn't wait any longer to talk about this show.
Nice.
Yeah, so, some information on Carol and Tuesday. It's a recent music anime. It aired April 2019 for us. And it's from director Shinichiro Watanabe, who, has directed Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo and Space Dandy, and the only other music anime I watched, Kids on the Slope.
Just all the classics and regarded the best animes ever.
Just like, I'm doing that thing where you wipe your shoulders, or you...
Right. Humble brag.
Humble brag. Anyway, this guy got me into jazz music because of Kids on the Slope.
Nice.
And also from Studio Bones, who, just animated shows like Eureka 7, both Full Metal Alchemist and My Hero Academia.
Yeah, Bones is a good studio.
Hell yeah. And the plot twist, the show's licensed by Netflix.
That's not good.
Well, hold on to your horses, because I think this show is incredible.
I mean, yes, it being on Netflix is a problem because I'm assuming it's not out on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I was going to say that, the unfortunate news for the end, but I guess I'll just say it now. So right now, the show's only airing in Japan, and we in the US most likely won't get it on Netflix until all 24 episodes air in Japan, which for us would be mid-September.
Yeah, it's understandable because that's Netflix's practice, but...
I mean, according to their survey data, people prefer binge-watching shows than following them, so...
Yeah. The problem is, like, anime viewers don't do that, and so anytime they license a show, you just have to, like, wait as everyone else is enjoying it. So, I mean, that's kind of problematic for me, I guess, but...
No, it is. Right now, I'm just watching the show through third-party streaming sites, and it's fan-subbed, so...
Yeah.
even through that, the show is phenomenal. And I just want to, enough about the dreary licensing stuff. I'm going to talk about how great this show is.
Cool.
All right, so the show plot follows our two main characters, Tuesday, who is a runaway from home, who has gone to the big city, and Carol, who is a refugee orphan.
Oh, that's an interesting pair.
Right? And they both are trying to follow their dreams and become musicians. The two of them meet by chance one day after Tuesday has finally made it to the big city. And instantly, once they meet, there's a spark. You know, they end up understanding the feelings that the other is trying to get across. Those feelings that, for, you know, I'm sure for a lot of people, music does this, that they can only express through music. And it was that moment that, like, really captured me, you know, and it right now it continues to keep me emotionally invested and, dare I even say emotionally hostage, because I think that's what your line April did to people.
I can. Yes, this is a proven fact. I am one of those people.
But so far, the show is very wholesome. There's nothing too sad.
Nice.
But, you know, it's watching this show, watching these two dreamers, you know, chase their dreams and getting to watch the process of them creating. You know, it feels magical.
Right. This sounds like something I need to watch.
I think it's definitely your cup of tea. And also, did I mention that the setting takes place on Mars after 50 years of colonization?
Ooh, what a twist!
What a twist! So, and one of the cool parts about Carol and Tuesday, I think it's a very unique anime in both, like, anime as a whole and within its genre of music anime.
Okay.
Like, it celebrates a lot of different genres of music. So far, in just the 7 episodes that have been released, we've had acoustic music, lo-fi hip-hop, EDM, and R&B.
Ooh, nice.
Right? And all the songs are actually really well written and performed, which is why I, you know, kept going back to YouTube to listen to them instead of actually starting up the show.
Right. It doesn't do the thing where, like, they perform and everything turns into CG, right?
No.
Okay, thank God.
And also, what?
That usually happens with, like, idol shows mostly. But
Oh, I know. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it'll happen for some other music animes too. And I'm just like, why? You're taking me out of the experience.
No. It's like, you watch them 2D animated perform.
Cool.
Alright, another cool thing that the show does, and I don't watch enough music anime to know if others do this, but each of our musician characters in the show have both a speaking voice actor and a singing voice actor. And the singing voice actors, as far as I know, have just been taken from, like, talent they found across, like, the internet. And so the show has introduced me to our 2 lead singers, Miss Nai BRXX, spelled NAIBR.XX, and Selena Ann, CELEINA, and then ANN. And they're our singers for Carol and Tuesday, respectively. And
I see.
Yeah, and right now I can't get enough of listening to their voices because they're phenomenal singers. So I've just been binging both their YouTube channels.
Oh, okay. I do like that they're pulling from YouTube, I guess, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't think of a time where a big studio company has done that for an anime.
It was like they're okay. The choices in storyline and, like, casting stuff in this anime is very interesting, and I do wonder if, you know, Netflix licensing this has anything to do with that.
Right, that actually could be part of it.
There's a lot of Western influence, like, in this show.
In which case, I mean, I did just knock Netflix, but they are good when it comes to that kind of thing. I will say something, because I remember when I went to Anime Expo, and I went to a panel on, God dang it, what is that show called? The one with Dracula?
Castlevania.
So I went to a panel for Castlevania, and it was for some other anime too that were all developed by Netflix, and they were telling us like the way that Netflix works with anime and how one of the creators actually got sent to Japan to like work with them there.
Oh dang.
Yeah, and so like the kind of collaboration they're doing is actually really nice. So
okay, cool. Then was it? You can see a lot of like the Netflix influence thing because this is the first anime I've seen so many people of color in. First of all,
mm-hmm.
And also like a lesbian relationship that isn't for fan service. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, that's nice.
But I just remember all the songs that they sing are in English, by the way.
Sung by Japanese people, or they're not Japanese?
No, the voice actors are Japanese, but the singers are, well, Selena Ann knows Japanese.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting.
Right? So, I mean, that's kind of the portion why I love the music so much. I'm not a big fan of foreign music because I can't understand the lyrics.
Right.
Right. And it's, oh my goodness. So you go from, them speaking Japanese all of a sudden to singing these like powerful English ballads.
That's pretty incredible. This sounds like a Western show, not an anime.
It's like, honestly, if you watched it dubbed, I'm sure it would definitely feel that way. But the presence of the Japanese makes you realize this is an anime.
Yes.
All right, but there's more to this music anime than the music, obviously. That's why it's so amazing. In addition to the music, the show is just like super, super funny and relatable. The number of references to our world is kind of staggering. All the characters use Instagram. They actually say Instagram. It's the real Instagram.
Whoa!
Right? Carol has a pair of Timberland branded boots. They mention specifically the brand.
Nice. Shout out to my Timberland boots.
The shredded Banksy painting shows up in the show.
Oh. I wonder, is this product placement or did they pay to use these things? I don't know. And then also there's acapella dubstep. Nice. I love that.
I mean, I was thinking of it as product placement too. And normally, that kind of thing might bother me in a movie, but for some reason, strangely in this show that takes place on Mars after 50 years, these things really ground the show in my reality. Anyway, so yeah, so the show is super funny too. And it feels presumptuous of me to say this, especially since only 7 episodes have been released at this time of recording. But I think Carol and Tuesday is going to be anime of the year once we actually get it. The things this show has made me feel have been some of the best moments of 2019 for me thus far. And it's it's one of those shows where at the end of each episode I'm begging for it not to end because the week in between is just pure agony that I can't have this really a wholesome show to watch.
All right. I mean, I'm sold now. Anime of the year, yes, please.
And then early as mid-September, but once it does drop, Sal and everyone else is saying, I implore you to watch this show. It's just so amazing.
You mentioned when you're watching it, there's just kind of a moment where you're watching something special.
Yeah.
Is there a specific thing you had in mind for that?
There's a lot of moments, but it was during the first episode, that moment when you first see the two characters meet, and Carol is just playing a melody on the bridge, trying to get anyone to listen, even though she knows no one's going to. She just wants to get her feelings out. And she closes her eyes and starts humming while playing. And then all of a sudden Tuesday shows up and she's crying, and the two it's that understanding of like music, using it as a form of expression.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, just the description got me. So.
Yeah, and then it's moments like that it repeats constantly throughout the show.
Nice.
It's this show is special. All right, that's all I had. All right, Sal, what'd you get excited about this week?
All right. Let me get my emotions in check real quick. Mine is, I guess, a lighter topic because I didn't really get excited about anything this week.
Oh, no.
But I mean, I think it was busy. I don't even remember. This week kind of just disappeared for me. Anyway, but I did want to talk about this thing in particular, and that is the pushback for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know if you heard about that.
It being pushed back to February 14 of 2020, right?
Yes. Okay. So, for anyone who has seen the recent live-action Sonic trailer, which, don't... It got a lot of backlash. So much backlash because how, I don't want to say poorly animated, but that's the only thing that can come to my mind right now.
I don't know about poorly animated, but when you see the product, it's such a large departure from what we know and what we love, and this movie, if it's not made for the people who love Sonic, then who was it made for, right?
Yeah. I want to say poorly adapted, then.
All right, that's better.
Probably a better term.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, out of context, if this wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog, I mean, he actually looks good, right? So...
I mean, certainly, he's scary, but he's certainly, like, a product of modern animation.
Yeah. Like, it's not like it's badly animated just for animation's sake. But anyway, so yeah, people did not like the new Sonic, and everyone was telling the producers and artists, animators to redo Sonic, and they actually listened. And so Jeff Fowler tweeted on his Twitter that he heard all the criticism that the movie was getting, and that they were going to go back to basically, I guess, square one for the animation department, at least, and redo Sonic's look and fix the movie. And I guess this was good news for some people. I mean, I don't like that idea because the whole idea of telling an artist like what to make kind of leaves a bitter taste in my mouth.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Was it me and my friends actually had a conversation about this, comparing this kind of behavior with like cancel culture and the petition to redo season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that was big too.
Right, and for us, cancel culture and the season 8 petition seem childish to us, How can you... And it goes to that thing of, like, artists. How can you tell an artist to be like, hey, we don't like your thing, redo it, right?
Right.
That's an awful thing to do to them. But when it came to the Sonic movie thing, we were kind of on the other side, because it was this realization that if they don't do it, though, no one's going to watch it.
So I do get that, but I want to know how many people they're actually going to get to watch it because they're doing this. Because if you watch the trailer, and I mean, it's hard to judge a book by its cover, right? But Sonic looking bad isn't gonna fix poor writing and a bunch of the other stuff that is problematic in the movie as a whole. So I don't know. Are they really banking on the fact that, if Sonic looks better, then they're gonna get all that extra money that they just lost back?
It seems like it. Because, I don't know, the converse is like, shit, we really did just make them feel so bad that they have to redo the movie.
Yeah, but see, a part of me is like, with the whole cancel culture thing, like, I think people just want to be mad at something, and I don't think they care as much as you think they do. Like, you tell someone, hey, go fix this, and you fix it, and they're like, yeah, I got you to fix it, but I really don't care. I'm not going to see your movie. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
so
the contrarians.
Yeah.
Not the podcast, they're cool. They were there for live stream for The Cure.
Hey, what up? But yeah, so I don't necessarily like this idea. But the good thing is, so Jeff Fowler tweeted recently also that the movie is getting pushed back so that they have more time to actually get it right.
Mm-hmm.
So that is kind of good news because the movie was supposed to be released in November of this year, and basically redoing the animation for the whole movie on this character that's essentially the main character, that takes a long time.
Wait, so then is this getting right just the animation, or are they going to be doing other stuff as well?
Well, the tweet says taking a little more time to make Sonic just right, and then it says it's a huge hashtag that says NOVFX artists where...
Oh, it was no effects artists were harmed in the making of this movie.
There you go. Yeah. Which is, I'm assuming it's just Sonic.
What does that hashtag mean, though?
I think the hashtag is because people were actually mad when they said they were redoing Sonic because the artists would have to go back and redo all this. And people were assuming, I guess, they wouldn't get paid like the proper amount for them having to go do like reshoots essentially and stuff.
Ah, okay.
So and within the amount of time that they were given. So I think that's what the hashtag is about.
Okay, well that's good then, right? So but we're assuming this too, right?
Right, we're just assuming. So, I mean, yeah, the movie's getting pushed back to February 2020. And I just don't know how to feel about this whole thing situation in general. Yeah, because like I didn't like that they did this in the first place, and then now that they're doing it, they're kind of making it a little bit better. So I understand, but it's like I don't know. If they went back and redid Game of Thrones, I'd be so upset. So, is it different because this is like a legitimately bad movie, or like what makes this okay is what
you're wondering.
Yeah.
For me, there's an element of this. It isn't just like they, people being upset. There's their bottom dollar that they kind of have to think of, which was what made this situation a little more okay for me. And I mean, I guess that's also separate from, social backlash and people getting maybe a little too upset. But that's kind of the part where it's different for me.
I see.
But also, like you said, I'm making that assumption that if they make this change, will that be enough for people to watch the movie and make up for it?
Yeah, so...
I mean, I will say, if they make Sonic look like Sonic, I'll go watch it, because they have the guy that played Teddy from Westworld in the movie as the male lead.
He was also Cyclops.
He was?
Yeah, he played Cyclops in X-Men.
Oh my god.
And he played a prince in Enchanted. Is it called Enchanted? The Disney movie?
Dude.
It was with the live action.
You just asked me about a prince from a Disney movie.
Oh, you're right. This is the question you should be asking me.
Was it Into the Woods? Was he one of the ones singing about agony?
Nah, that was Chris Pine.
Yeah.
My boy. But yeah, so I guess only time will tell.
I mean,
But
what inklings of feelings do you have about, like, you're saying you don't know what you feel, but do you have any instincts or any, like, kind of formative thoughts or anything?
I mean, my first thought is, regardless of what they do, I don't think it's gonna fix the movie. At least sales wise, because that's what you're gonna want to fix, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't think enough people are gonna be swayed to make up for the fact that you had to go and do this again. And I think it's kind of a testament, because this happens a lot with like superhero movies where they go back and do reshoots or something like that, and it never really fixes the movie. So maybe I have like a soft spot for that, because each time they've done it in the past, it hasn't really worked. So, I mean, my first instinct is this isn't gonna fix anything.
Do you think they should have stuck with the original November release then?
Yeah, because if it's gonna be a bad movie, just let it be bad. Maybe I'm just too cynical. I don't know.
Dang, all right. I mean, your cousin said he thought the trailer was funny anyway.
Yeah, he's dumb. He's also someone that was like, I don't really care about Detective Pikachu, and I was like, what's wrong with you? Why do you care about Sonic and not Detective Pikachu? But I digress.
I gotta go watch Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, same.
Let's not end the Sonic bit talking about Detective Pikachu. That seems like a slap in the face.
I'm sorry. I know everyone worked really hard on this, I'm sure. So I hope your movie does great.
All right. That's what we got excited about this week / interested in. Thank you so much for enthusing with us. You know, if you enjoyed what you heard, share it with a buddy so you can nerd out together. And if you have recommendations for improvements, feel free to leave them in the comments of our SoundCloud page. We're looking to kind of try out new segments and just experiment with, podcast ideas. If you want to help out the show, then ratings on our iTunes and Stitcher pages really, they go a long way for just podcast visibility. If you enjoy cosplay and want to see our faces, check out our Instagram. We've got currently a lot of cool pictures from Level Up Expo. If you want a place to just hang out with us, then join our Discord server. We have dedicated channels for topic recommendations, show improvements, and nudge our offerings. Recently, we also launched a Patreon page. Making this show is probably the highlight of my week because it gives me the chance, and Sal, I'm sure, to just unabashedly love something that's important to me. And if you've enjoyed, being a part of that, then consider becoming a patron. Links to all of our pages can be found on our website, thosenerdscast.wixsite. That's wixsite.com/home. Sal, do you have anything to plug?
All right. So for me, you can find me on Twitter at Salzik, on Instagram at Mr. Salzik, on my blog, gotamoment.com, and then on Twitch through my channel, which is Salzik. And yeah, Alan?
You can find me on Twitter at Arielize_. Recently, I tried to check if Arielize was available again. It was not, but Twitter recommended that I change my Twitter handle to Slime Allen. But currently, Arielize_. I don't post too much, but it's a good way to get in contact with the show. Or you can also contact our podcast Twitter at thosenerdscast. Thank you again for listening. We hope you had a good time, and we'll see you again next Wednesday.
Bye!